Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutný and today I am going to show another amazing chess game of amazing Dommaraju Gukesh. So I hope that you are going to enjoy this game because you will see this position where black will be rook down, but at the other side here exactly he will win white's queen on b4. But anyway, if nothing, this position is interesting because of these pawns which are too far, too advanced and too dangerous, and maybe this is a nice example of great compensation for rook. So hopefully you are going to enjoy this game. My name is Petr Koutný and let's start. White is Adital Mittal, black is Dommaraju Gukesh. This game was played on I'm Chess Rapid 2022 and hopefully you are going to enjoy this video. If yes and if I am right, feel free and press like or press follow and made my day. That's all for beginning, and now we are watching typical Queen's Gambit. Where nothing special happened till now because white played move c5. So let's speak about space. Space is important and it's dangerous to play chess game without space. It's something like to live our lives without air. And there is no space, there is no life nearly, and black has to do something against this small or big disadvantage. First plan is to strike pawn on c5. Second plan should be to exchange some minor pieces. Less minor pieces mean less issues. So bishop d3, and black immediately is going to play move b6 and he's immediately attacking this dangerous, unpleasant pawn on c5. Of course, there is no issue how white should believe in his advantage if he's taking on b6 because after short castle c5 there is no space disadvantage, there is no issues, and I think that black here is absolutely okay. For this reason, white has to support his pawn on c5 and he played move b4. Yes, if you are telling A, you have to tell B, and B mean move a5, and still black is attacking these pawns which are taking his space away. So another time, if white will take on b6, I am absolutely sure that there is no hope for any advantage. Say another exchange and c5, and just let's see this position, and you could compare this position with position in our game. Here absolutely white is okay, and if we are back, still white should believe in his space advantage, and that's important for white to keep some kind of disadvantage as long as possible. Of course, second plan how to fight against space disadvantage is to go for some kind of minor piece exchange, and bishop a6 make absolutely sense. So that's simple move, but maybe this game should give us inspiration how to play against space disadvantage. So white took it on a6 and played move b5. That's interesting position. So say that I'm going to show variation how this position is maybe complicated or simple. Let's say that white will go for short castle. That's a typical and normal looking move. Okay, what do you think that black will play here? And black is here not interesting to take on b5 or c5 because if this position is going to be blocked, it's very hard to fight against this space. So I think that a queen a8 makes sense, and for example h3, h6, white is waiting. So black has to do something, and maybe queen b7 and rook a8. So it's funny that black is not exchanging these pawns too early, but black is supporting his pieces, his plan, and he will be ready to open his position maybe later on. But that's another golden chess rule. Don't be hurried. In such of difficult positions. You have to prepare your position and later on to open. Okay, say for example maybe rook b1 and exchange, bishop d8 and bishop c7 next time. So another exchange, and still even white's got advantage, maybe because of black's counter attack over a file. Black should be okay. Next move here should be move e5 and say the game is open. So let's come back, because that was only variation, and we remember that at last black was able to exchange his light squares bishop, and now white played move b5. Okay, exchange c6, and this pawn is looking like danger pawn. It's of course very important here to not be passive, and what's more dangerous is to see this pawn on c7. So now Dommaraju is playing a nice move, and he's going to play move queen c8. Yes, of course, for the first look this knight is for free, but here is another knight with check and two pawns against one, so pawn majority in a life. So that was nice. c7, b4, knight b5 and a4. So typical chess plan is to push our passed pawns, and our passed pawns are another typical chess not plan but strategy. Oh no, space, activity, pawns, passed pawns, and this game is giving us another example how chess game is complicated, because you know we could think that okay, we are playing only against or with space, but that's not true, because we have to mix too many plans, too many ideas, too many golden rules. And for example here, space or pass pawns, that's what's going on. So rook c1 and knight e4, knight g5, exchange and b3. So one pass pawn on c7, nice, another pass pawn on b3, so a really complicated position. And what I am enjoying is that here exactly is both players, okay, are both players playing for the victory. f3 happened and rook a5. Okay, why is not good enough to take this bishop on g5? Here is a fork, and of course c8. c8 is a threat winning something back. It's very hard to stop this pawn. For example, we are going to a8. Say this is a queen taking, and white is winning. So that's the reason why pawn on c7 is a danger, and of course why white is not worried to lose a bishop on g5, because this is a threat, and this knight is important defender of this important square on d6. So f3 and rook a5. No time for defense, and everybody is playing for attack. And what's happened? White played queen e2 and knight c5. Okay, that's a piece. And the idea behind this move is to take this pawn. This pawn is important, and of course threat knight d6 with the same idea c8. It's a nearly winning threat. So what black believe is his pawns. So bishop e7 here was nearly winning move, and I think that was a really strong move to attack a rook and a knight on c5. And still this position is messy, it's complicated, and it's difficult to see all variations. So it has to be fun to play this game, or maybe it has to be nightmare to count all variations. But okay, don't speak about bishop e7, speak about this move, because white took it on c5 and okay, his pawn, okay, not pawn up, but his piece up. Knight and bishop against knight, but let's watch black's pawns. Bishop e7 now, c4, and okay, here we are in position where black is rook down. I think that at the end he will win this pawn, so there is no danger to see any issues coming from this pawn. But what's nice is this position, because as we know, one pass pawn is a danger, two pass pawns is a huge danger, but this is a pawn storm going forward, and maybe even black is rook down. He got full compensation for this material disadvantage. That's a funny how black is okay, and that's something like wall or stone wall. That's something what is very difficult for white to break and to use his extra rook, because these pawns are strong, and that's a very funny and original position. What do you think about this position? Do you prefer to play this position for black or for white? If it's up to me, I should play this position for black. I'm enjoying these pawns, pass pawns, and yes, too many options how to improve our position, too many ways how to play for a victory, and I think that this is not easy position for white. That's a great fantasy of Dommaraju, because he saw everything, and of course he entered this position without any doubt that he's playing for victory. Nice. So okay, rook d1, and now they are going to play too many moves where nothing exactly happened, because white has nothing to do against black's pawn, and black has not to be too fast. And of course, if black is losing one pawn for nothing, say like blunder, he is losing everything. So okay, now it's not really the best or the most funny part of this game, because they are playing forward and back, and they are improving, and they are waiting for a chance, they are waiting for mistake, or they are waiting for a blunder. So okay, now white played the last move, rook c1, and black is sure that if he is going to believe that he could win this game, he has to do something, because white is only standing and waiting. So let's push knight c7 with idea knight b4, and knight b4 is a threat, of course, because if black has chance to push his pawns forward, say c3, b2, c2, that's a winning. So finally, thank you for this chance, because it was a boring time to watch too many moves without nearly any idea. Now black is playing for victory. He played knight c7, queen b4. Okay, say what's happened if white is going to g2 by his king, knight b5, c3, and b2. Game over. Such easy. Of course, black has to be careful not to lose anything, not to blunder anything, but okay, knight c7 was good, and queen b4, c3, knight a6, and that's game over. Yes, at the end, maybe in a difficult position, white is losing a queen, but it was not a boring game, because we saw really interesting middle game position, rook down, pawns rolling forward, pass pawns, pawn majorities. Okay, we saw boring part of this game, too many moves without any sense nearly, but of course everything makes sense, and at the end, that's a game over. Sure, this is not a hard position for nearly anybody. So at the end we saw another nice victory of Dommaraju Gukesh against super talented Aditya Mittal, and let's follow this guy, because this guy one day will be super talented, super strong, top world grandmasters. So both great players of chess future, played amazing chess game, and hopefully we saw something interesting. So at the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for every likes and follows, and hopefully you enjoyed. So see you soon, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.